Chris, that's spelled CHRISMODRUSIC. The reason why we're calling everybody out today is in reference to a missing person case from 2013. During that time, we received information in December of skeletal remains found off of Highway 111 in a wooded area. With the assistance of Madison County detectives, our detectives, Madison County State's Attorney's Office, Coroner's Office, Illinois State Police, we were able to identify the human remains of a missing person out of East St. Louis in 2013. During that investigation, our detectives were able to lead up to a suspect in the case, and charges were then filed today on 2 subjects involved in the disappearance and murder of Patrina Butler Turner. At this time, I'll turn it over to Madison County State's Attorney's Office, Tom Haine. Thank you.
Patrina Butler Turner was a mother and a daughter, and she was last seen 10 years ago when her family reported her missing. This is what she looked like 10 years ago. But today, we can say that due to extraordinary police work, we believe we have found Trina's body, we believe she was murdered, and we believe we have found her killer. Today, my office charged Roger Dale Sutton, Jr., 55, with the first-degree murder of Trina and concealing her body. Sutton is actually incarcerated currently in Illinois State Prison on an unrelated charge, and his parole date is less than 2 weeks from today. But due to these charges, he now has a $3 million bond, and he will be transferred to Madison County Jail, where he will face trial for the first-degree murder of Trina. Today, my office also charged his nephew, Nathan J. Byer, 32, with concealing Trina's body. Nathan is held on a $500,000 bond in the Madison County Jail. We also have here with us today Trina's mother, Ruth, and her daughter, Candace. And we want to tell them we are so sorry for your loss. 10 years is an incredibly long time. But I can tell you, we do not forget Trina. You did not forget Trina, and we will fight for justice for Trina. We have incredible law enforcement in Madison County, and I want to commend the work here of the Pontoon Beach Police Department, the Madison County Sheriff's Office, Madison County Coroner's Office, and the Illinois State Police Crime Lab. The break in this case came less than 2 months ago when Pontoon Beach investigators received information about the possibility of skeletal remains concealed in a wooded area. Since then, detectives and analysts have worked hand in hand with my office to advance the investigation, ultimately resulting in the charges issued today. This case also illustrates the importance of public health in cases, no matter how old. Whether you want to help reduce crime today in our communities, or whether you want to do the right thing and report a crime that occurred years ago, we encourage you to cooperate with law enforcement. Bring them the evidence they need to bring justice to victims, because that is our mission, to bring justice to victims. And even with these charges today, this investigation is ongoing, and we are asking for the public's continued help. If you have any information regarding this defendant, again, Roger Dale Sutton Jr., or the disappearance of Trina 10 years ago, we encourage you to call the Pontoon Beach Police Department and to bring that information to our attention so we can use it in his upcoming trial. Any questions?
Can you detail how the remains were found or where?
At this point, we're going to be reluctant to release specifics about the evidence. The evidence will all come out at trial. Suffice to say that they were in a wooded area, and DNA confirmed that these were the remains of Trina.
Can you tell us how the suspects knew this woman?
I can't get into that evidence right now.
He's already in custody, you said?
He's in custody on an unrelated charge. He's actually incarcerated. So he's serving a prison sentence on an unrelated charge. And his parole was set to begin 2 weeks, but less than 2 weeks from today. And so once that sentence has been served, he will then be remanded to the Madison County Jail where he will await trial on these charges.
Could you tell us who found the remains?
It was police investigators.
And were you able to determine how she was killed?
Strangulation.
When was she killed? Was it shortly after she went missing?
We can't get into the specifics of when she went missing as opposed to when she was killed. Again, all of this information is upon allegation. The suspect is innocent until proven guilty. The information contained in the charges states that Trina was killed by strangulation, and then her body was concealed. So we will maintain that other evidence will come out, the public will know, but it's properly before the public at trial.
Can you say anything else about Nathan Byer, the nephew, in terms of concealing this body? How did he do it? Did he act alone?
There's a proper time for that, and that's a trial. At this point, we're announcing charges and the basis of the charges and the factual allegations contained in the charges. And beyond that, it will be properly before the public at trial, which is the proper time. The defendant has all of his rights. Those rights will be respected, but we will aggressively fight for justice for Trina in the court of law.
Is he a Madison County guy?
He's from Pontoon Beach.
Where was she last seen?
We'll have to defer that question for the investigators, if they would like to comment on that.
She was last seen in the East St. Louis area. She was reported to East St. Louis Police Department, I believe it was January 17th of 2013.
Was there DNA play a role in this, in identifying her or identifying him as a suspect?
Yes, we had an anthropologist that identified the skeletal remains, and we also sent off and had DNA extracted, and we just received that DNA information the other day to confirm it was her.
Back in December, when you guys located the body, is there a specific date when they went out to those woods?
I believe the date was, I have to ask Detective, do you remember the exact date? Was it December 5th? December 5th.
Was this just Pontoon Beach, or was maybe a squad involved with this?
Pontoon Beach and Madison County Sheriff's Department, Sheriff Connor assigned a couple of detectives to our detective division to assist us in this investigation.
You said it was DNA of hers that helped you identify the remains about him.
I can't comment on that right now.
Has he been interviewed by police already?
We have spoke to him.
Has he confessed or?
I can't comment on that.
Can you tell us anything about possible motive?
I can't comment on that either, I'm sorry. It's still too early in this investigation. Like I said, the investigation started December 5th, and we moved pretty quickly on this, knowing he was getting ready to get out of prison, because we want to keep him incarcerated. And so we still got a lot of legwork ahead of us. We're still waiting on evidence to come back from the crime lab.
Chief, she was reported missing, I guess you say January 17th, 2013. Skeletal remains found in December of last year. Do you believe those remains were out there all that time?
I'm not sure if I should comment on that. I'll hold off on that question right now, but it will come up later on in discovery or the trial.
Is there anyone else who's subject to the investigation, or is it just man and his nephew?
That's the only two at this time.
Did someone stumble upon these remains, or did someone give a tip that led to the remains?
I can't comment on that part of the investigation.
Is part of the study that Trina knows of?
We can't comment on their relationship either, I'm sorry.
You said the investigation is ongoing. What's the next step?
The next step, we are still waiting for some stuff to come back from the crime lab for forensics. And we still got a lot more legwork to do as far as the investigation part. maybe more interviews. Now that this has came out, we might have more people come forward. We're hoping that somebody might have spoke with her that day or know any more information to contact the detective division so we can follow up, even if it's something small. You never know. So please contact us.
What is a good number for that?
618-931-5100. And you could ask for Detective John Simmons or Detective Michael Williams.
Can you talk about, does your office look at cases that have been cold cases for some time and try to revisit these, or?
This case wasn't our case in the beginning. The case was out of East St. Louis. She was reported by their agency, so I'd have to refer any type of investigation on the missing person part to the East St. Louis Police Department.
Can you be any more specific about where the remains were found? Was it in a residential area?
It was just a heavily wooded area off of Highway 111.
Is there a cross street?
I'm sorry.
Is there a cross street? That's a
Cross Street would have been about the 3800 block of Highway 111. Thank you again for coming out. And then we'll have a copy of the press release if anybody would like to get a copy of that, and pictures of the suspects if anybody wants that. Okay, thank you.